Hello, my name is Thornton Wood, student number n8892474, and I am in Toot 5. This is my DTB205 Design Psychology presentation. I have chosen to carry out my assignment on a tattoo studio located in Fortitude Valley, which goes by the name Valley Mall Tattoo. The studio is due to close soon and move locations. Hopefully when they reopen, we will see if they have chosen to do any of the changes which I outline in this report. The tattoo studio has existed for around 30 years, and in the past it went by the name of High Energy Tattoo. In recent times, it is seeing less and less foot traffic, as well as having trouble keeping artists for more than a few years at a time. The spatial orientation of the studio is considered with the way that the studio has been set up. It inhabits a large single room which is divided into 3 sections: the waiting room, the tattoo area, and the sanitization station. These areas are separated with freestanding dividers. The walls are covered in classic tattoo flash art. The ground has massage tables for use in tattooing, and the only other thing present in the studio is medical equipment. The studio offers comfort for the customers and visitors in the form of plush massage tables, comfortable sofas in the waiting room, and stools inside the studio for visitors. For psychological comfort, the studio has constant music, friendly staff who help ease the customers into the experience, and olfactory stimulation in the form of the studio smelling like a freshly cleaned hospital. Customer safety whilst in the environment is considered through the strict industry protocols which are adhered to at all times. Sterilization is taken care of separately and prior to the client arrival, so they are always entering a healthy environment. Clients are positioned on their individual massage table to appropriately maximize their comfort and allow for efficiency during the tattoo process. The performance experience has room for improvement, however. It is a very stock standard experience as far as what someone might expect when going to a tattoo studio, but perhaps this is a good thing? A typical experience goes as follows. The customer arrives at the counter and is greeted by the counter staff. Then they sit in the waiting area while the tattoo artist sets up. Next, they are brought into the tattoo studio to get ready for tattooing. Lastly, they receive the tattoo as well as aftercare information, and then they're able to leave at their own discretion. The studio is quite comforting because of how strictly the medical guidelines are considered, as well as the staff being very welcoming and providing reassuring conversation, but also comfortable places for the person to sit. Individuals are able to incorporate their personality through liaison with the tattoo artist during the tattoo design process. The customer's own personality should be exhibited through the tattoo, as the tattoo will allow the customer to exhibit their personality for the rest of their life. The employees are able to display their personality through the way they choose to decorate their stations, which the client will see when they come through to get tattooed. Personalization and identity are incorporated similarly to personality. Customers are able to personalize their tattoo experience to be exactly what they want it to be. Whether they have lots of expectations and requests or none at all, whatever they want, it can be arranged. Emotional security is offered by the studio in the form of reassurance, the artist building faith in their capabilities prior to tattooing, as well as by sitting with the customer and answering any questions that they may have during the experience. Self-efficacy is a burden that is put entirely on the individual who is coming to get a tattoo. The customer will have an idea of what to expect from the experience and how they will interact with the studio. The staff can help soothe customers, however, self-efficacy does fall predominantly on the customer. Due to the environment having such a high level of sanitization and having to follow strict medical guidelines, personal space is a big point in the studio. For the entire experience, the customer and artist will be within very close proximity and therefore inside each other's personal space. Courtesy is required from both participants to make sure that neither is touching or being touched inappropriately while they are sharing personal space bubbles. Having a tattoo done in an intimate location or an area which is usually concealed with clothes presents a privacy issue. Some clients will be comfortable being entirely naked in a studio, whilst others prefer to cover themselves as much as possible. To improve the privacy available in the studio, the client can have dividers set up which will be freestanding between their station and other stations so that there is a line of sight blocking them from everybody else in the studio. The studio also offers coverings to help hide body parts that the customer may not want to have on display whilst they are vulnerable. Every artist has their own massage table which they use every day, and therefore their territory is personally protected, as it would take a lot of effort and disrespect to move into another artist's area. Customers will have their own individual massage table for their session, and nobody will come into their area, which allows them a sense of their own territory. The only exception to this will be visitors that are invited by the customer or other tattoo artists from the studio who are coming around to inspect the work. Similarly to territoriality, personal crowding is managed through having a personal area for the customer and artist during their session, which is just for them. Customers are invited to make themselves comfortable whilst they are in this space, and any random people coming to the studio to see other artists or talk to the front desk staff will not be able to enter the area that the tattoos are occurring, and therefore the individual will be by themselves and uninterrupted from other people while they are being tattooed. The aesthetic environment of the studio is long overdue for an update, as the building has been standing for decades. As such, there are clear signs of wear and tear. A new color palette and furnishings would improve the customer satisfaction, and a large open window to the outside world will assist the customers in feeling more free and comfortable in the space, as shown by Klitzman and Stellman. Customer comfort is in a pretty good spot, considering that at the end of the day it is still a tattoo studio and the customer will be expecting to be partially exposed and expecting some level of pain during the appointment. Other than offering pillows, temperature adjustments, and body covering, it is hard to make a customer feel more physically comfortable. As outlined in the last slide, however, the installation of a large open window would assist in psychological comfort for the customers. Immersion and a positive experience within an environment positively correlate with the likelihood of a customer's return. Value addition, customer understanding or knowledge, and customer influence are the three main factors which influence customer immersion, as found by Hamilton et al. In 2016. Methods to improve the design of a customer's experience may be to offer more online communication between the client and the artist, or to involve the client even further in the design of the tattoo. Offering constant insight into the industry, as well into the specific experience, helps clients feel more immersed as they have a greater understanding and in greater detail about what tattooing is about and what they are going through.